get through it rather quickly, unless there's a ton of questions, I guess. Um, yeah, I did, of course. That was like last year, though, sweetie. Unless you gave me a new one that I don't know about. So why do we study the Byzantines? What is the whole point of this? Well, first off, it's a great preservation of not only Greek but Roman cultures. The Byzantines, aka our Eastern Roman Empire, there's so much of Rome and Greece we get remembered from them, and yeah, it's cool stuff, and it's great to remember those cultures. Another big thing, which we spent this whole past week really talking about, was the idea of how the Great Schism of 1054 was the first fracture of Christianity. Christianity was once monolithic, meaning it was one big organization, and the people they worked together had similar beliefs. But after this time, we're going to see Christianity fracturing into many parts, and eventually, this is going to lead to Christians fighting wars against Christians. All about people believing in proper worship or having freedom to worship. And in some ways, it directly leads us into what brought many of the settlers to North America in the first place, religious freedom. If everyone was the same, then there wouldn't have even been that need. So in some ways, the Great Schism of 1054, it helped impact and make the United States possible today. We know Justinian's Code is an important thing for us to study because let's face it, Justinian's Code was the basis of European laws. And guess what? Our country's its basis in law was from Europe. So there are laws that Justinian's Code had in that have basically remained unchanged for the last 1,500 years. And finally, the Cyrillic alphabet. So many of you can think back to my classroom from last year, and there are all those posters that have Russian and Greek on them. And guess what? That came from St. Cyril, the alphabet. So it's a way that people are still speaking today, people, still writing. So that was our notes for the day. I am